So I was opening up a whole bunch of Siege product that I got on clearance. I kind of skipped a lot of the Siege product that came out because it was just way too expensive for what you were getting. And I waited for an amazing clearance, and that finally came, if anyone saw my big post on Twitter. And I've been recently opening up all that product and realizing that, thank goodness, I didn't buy a lot of that stuff on clearance. But I'm going to save all that rant for a future discussion, maybe even a live stream on YouTube, maybe this weekend. I haven't decided yet if I want to do another one. It was very successful, the last one. But speaking of amazing streams, Mooch, aka Joshua Perez, talented superstar artist of Transformers and colorist, but mostly artist, did an amazing stream with Derrick Wyatt, the co-creator and head character designer of Transformers Animated, and Alex Milne, who, need I say more, it's Alex Milne of More Than Meets the Eye and everything beyond that. Alex needs no introduction. So they did this amazing stream, and within that stream we got to see some creative juices going on back and forth. We got to see some Shattered Glass ideas come to fruition. And it all kind of started because Derrick, a couple days ago, shared like his concepts of how he imagined Shattered Glass being in the Transformers animated continuity. And there was all kinds of ideas were thrown around that if Shattered Glass would be a part of animated if season 4 was a thing. So Derrick shared a whole bunch of character designs, a lot of stuff we have never seen before in anything, not even Allspark Almanac or any kinds of I guess you could say lithographs and stuff like that came from Bakhan. A lot of this was all brand new material. Some characters we do know, but a lot of them we didn't. So I'll just go through it quickly. And so he showed a group shot of I guess we'll call it the Shattered Glass Decepticons, which are good guys in this point. And you have a Megatron that is in clearly Ultra Magnus colors, because Ultra Magnus is the big good guy in the animated continuity, the leader. So in this one, he'd be the big bad. And so we have a Megatron in Ultra Magnus colors. We have a Starscream that's in Sky Gary colors from Battlestars, which was the return of Star Convoy. Very interesting choice of character to be Starscream's, I guess, color scheme, because Sky Gary, from a character standpoint, I guess the best way we could describe Sky Gary was he was the temporary leader of the Battlestars before Optimus Prime or Convoy was revived into Star Convoy. So I guess that could make the connection, because Starscream could be a leader until Megatron comes around. And then, of course, we have the Seeker drones, but they're done in the Auto Trooper style. Auto Troopers are something Derrick has always been a big fan of, and he army builds those guys, so it's no surprise that a bunch of Conehead Seekers as Auto Troopers works out very well. He also showed a color revision of, let's say, if Megatron wasn't in Ultra Magnus colors, what if he was done in Optimus Prime colors? And I don't know, I just think the Ultra Magnus one just pops more. Maybe it's just the cool blues on that design as opposed to the Optimus colors, but I don't know, maybe it's just me. And then we got to see some of the other Autobots. How would they look? So we got a Ratchet, and so Ratchet is done in Lockdown colors. And I mean, that one's kind of cool because Lockdown has all these kind of different clippable weapons and accessories and, drills and everything like that. So Ratchet, a character who also kind of, especially as toy, was kind of associated with that, with all kinds of tools and weapons. It kind of works out pretty well in a lot of ways. And it's kind of weird because when you think about it, even when we go to Age of Extinction, not exactly a very good Transformer movie, and Lockdown wasn't exactly his best version there, but Lockdown killed Ratchet in Age of Extinction, so kind of a weird, coincidence connection there. We get to Prowl, Shattered Glass Prowl. The colors being used here are more of a connection to the animated thrust that would have been from Beast Machines, that we obviously in the end didn't get. But if you saw my previous discussion about some of Derrick's art, you'll see how there was a animated thrust that I didn't realize was using that Prowl mold until I literally started editing the podcast, and I went, oh man, that's Prowl. How did I miss that? So yeah, Prowl color, Beast Machine's thrust colors on Prowl looks very good. I like how the eyes are. Just has that very Gurren Lagann kind of look to it. And then we have a pair of bulkheads here. The first one, I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to bother asking because I want to kind of to figure it out on my own. But I want to say that it's using a departure of the animated blackout colors, especially like when you look at the toy and stuff like that, the first version of Bulkhead. But I could totally be wrong on that. And the second one is pretty obvious. That's an Action Master Thundercracker colors on Lockdown, and I guess maybe that's more to represent his his more artistic side. So he'll have all the colors of the rainbow on him. And then we got some hologram body types, and you kind of have characters here that look like from the Crime Syndicate of Guy Gardner and Robin from DC, but would be used as characters, I guess, as holograms in Transformers Animated. And lastly, we just got some, these ones we've seen before, but it's nice to see them again. We got some Dax Shattered Glass, and of course, Sorry Shattered Glass with a zombified Bumblebee, if you will, that she probably took apart and put back together. And there is more, but it came much later and it wasn't really connected to this whole Shattered Glass thread that he had on Twitter, which I'll link, by the way, in the comments below. He also showed a Shattered Glass Kremzeek, it's almost like an upside down Kremzeek. He's not as bold, if you will. He's more unhappy instead of menacing. And not to mention, after that he showed, and this one was done with Josh Perez, was a Headmaster Junior's Shattered Glass, which also looked spectacular in my opinion. And again, using the colors instead of using the original Headmaster Juniors of Minerva's original colors, along with Go Shooter and Cab or Cabu, just uses the Headmaster Junior colors from the Decepticon side with Cancer and the crew. So it just works out very well. It looks very good. Looks very good. And it's funny how well, using Cancer with Minerva and Wilder with I guess, and see, and it's just like you look at these and you're just like, man, these could have been toys. Like that Minerva one especially. Oh man, these could have been toys. It's just, every time I look at them, it's just heartbreaking. So these are really cool. I'm going to share the link in the description, in the comments below. Check these out. Let me know what you think. And let Derrick definitely know what you think, because these are incredible. And the next time that those guys do a stream, be sure to check that out. I guess the best thing would be to do is to follow Dimooch, @Dimooch, or follow Derrick J. Wyatt, which, I believe his Twitter is Derrick J. Wyatt. Like, he actually put his name. So it's @Derrick J. Wyatt or @Dimooch. Follow either one of them, and whenever they do a stream, be sure to check that stuff out. You'll see a lot of really cool art being made in that moment.